A battle avoided cannot be lost. A kingdom that has once been destroyed can never come again into being, nor can the dead ever be brought back to life. A leader leads by example, not by force. All men can see these tactics whereby I conquer, but what none can see is the strategy out of which victory is evolved. A sovereign of high character and intelligence must be able to know the right man, should place the responsibility on him, and expect results. Against those skilled in attack, an enemy does not know where to defend. Against the experts in defense, the enemy does not know where to attack. All is fair in love and war. All warfare is based on deception. If your enemy is superior, evade him. If angry, irritate him. If equally matched, fight, and if not, split and reevaluate. All warfare is based on deception. There is no place where espionage is not used. Offer the enemy bite to lure him. Carefully compare the opposing army with your own, so that you may know where strength is superabundant and where it is deficient. Be extremely subtle even to the point of formlessness. Be extremely mysterious even to the point of soundlessness. Thereby you can be the director of the opponent's fate. Be where your enemy is not. Build your opponent a golden bridge to retreat across. Appear weak when you are strong, and strong when you are weak. Concentrate your energy and hoard your strength. Correct your mistake as soon as you have found it. Do not engage an enemy more powerful than you, and if it is unavoidable and you do have to engage, then make sure you engage it on your terms, not on your enemy's terms. Don't flail against the world, use it. Flexibility is the operative principle in the art of war. Even the finest sword plunged into salt water will eventually rust. Every battle is won before it is fought. First learn to become invincible, then wait for your enemy's moment of vulnerability. Go into emptiness, strike voids, bypass what he defends, hit him where he does not expect you. Great results can be achieved with small forces. Ground which can be abandoned but is hard to reoccupy is called entangling. He who is prudent and lies in wait for an enemy who is not will be victorious. He will win who, prepared himself, waits to take the enemy unprepared. He who relies solely on warlike measures shall be exterminated. He who relies solely on peaceful measures shall perish. He who wishes to fight must first count the cost. He will win who knows when to fight and when not to fight. Hold out baits to entice the enemy, feign disorder, and crush him. Humble words and increased preparations are signs that the enemy is about to advance. Violent language and driving forward as if to the attack are signs that he will retreat. I will be able to forecast which side will be victorious and which defeated. If a battle cannot be won, do not fight it. If an enemy has alliances, the problem is grave and the enemy's position strong. If he has no alliances, the problem is minor and the enemy's position weak. If fighting is sure to result in victory, then you must fight. If he sends reinforcements everywhere, he will everywhere be weak. If I am able to determine the enemy's dispositions while at the same time I conceal my own, then I can concentrate, and he must divide. If there is disturbance in the camp, the general's authority is weak. If the banners and flags are shifted about, sedition is afoot. If the officers are angry, it means that the men are weary. If the mind is willing, the flesh could go on and on without many things. If we do not wish to fight, we can prevent the enemy from engaging us even though the lines of our encampment be merely traced out on the ground. All we need to do is to throw something odd and unaccountable in his way. If words of command are not clear and distinct, if orders are not thoroughly understood, the general is to blame. But if his orders are clear, and the soldiers nevertheless disobey, then it is the fault of their officers. In war, Numbers alone confer no advantage. Do not advance relying on sheer military power. If you are situated at a great distance from the enemy, and the strength of the two armies is equal, it is not easy to provoke a battle, and fighting will be to your disadvantage. If you fight with all your might, there is a chance of life, whereas death is certain if you cling to your corner. If you wait by the river long enough, the bodies of your enemies will float by. In all fighting, the direct method may be used for joining battle, but indirect methods will be needed in order to secure victory. In the midst of chaos, there is also opportunity. In war, then, let your great object be victory, not lengthy campaigns. In warfare, first lay plans which will ensure victory, and then lead your army to battle. If you will not begin with stratagem but rely on brute strength alone, victory will no longer be assured. Invincibility lies in the defense, the possibility of victory in the attack. It is a doctrine of war not to assume the enemy will not come, but rather to rely on one's readiness to meet him, not to presume that he will not attack, but rather to make oneself invincible. It is more important to outthink your enemy than to outfight him. It is the rule in war: if 10 times the enemy's strength, surround them; if 5 times, attack them; if double, be able to divide them; if equal, engage them; if fewer, be able to evade them; if weaker, be able to avoid them. Keep their friends close and their enemies closer. Kill one, terrify 1,000. Know the enemy, know yourself. Your victory will never be endangered. Know the ground, know the weather. Your victory will then be total. Know thyself, know thy enemy. 1,000 battles, 1,000 victories. Know yourself, and you will win all battles. Let your plans be dark and impenetrable as night, and when you move, fall like a thunderbolt. Making no mistakes is what establishes the certainty of victory, for it means conquering an enemy that is already defeated. Maneuvering with an army is advantageous, with an undisciplined multitude, most dangerous. Move not unless you see an advantage. Use not your troops unless there is something to be gained. Fight not unless the position is critical. One may know how to conquer without being able to do it. Move swift as the wind and closely formed as the wood. Attack like the fire and be still as the mountain. O divine art of subtlety and secrecy! Through you we learn to be invisible, through you inaudible, and hence we can hold the enemy's fate in our hands. Ponder and deliberate before you make a move. One mark of a great soldier is that he fight on his own terms or fights not at all. One need not destroy one's enemy, one need only destroy his willingness to engage. Plan for what it is difficult while it is easy. Do what is great while it is small. Pretend inferiority and encourage his arrogance. Pretend to be weak, so your enemy may grow arrogant. Prohibit the taking of omens, and do away with superstitious doubts. Then, until death itself comes, no calamity need be feared. Rapidity is the essence of war. Take advantage of the enemy's unreadiness, make your way by unexpected routes, and attack unguarded spots. Regard your soldiers as your children, and they will follow you into the deepest valleys. Look upon them as your own beloved sons, and they will stand by you even unto death. Rely not on the likelihood of the enemy's not coming, but on our own readiness to receive him. Rouse him and learn the principle of his activity or inactivity. Force him to reveal himself so as to find out his vulnerable spots. So a military force has no constant formation, water has no constant shape. The ability to gain victory by changing and adapting according to the opponent is called genius. So in war, the way is to avoid what is strong and strike at what is weak. So the principles of warfare are: do not depend on the enemy not coming, but depend on our readiness against him. Do not depend on the enemy not attacking, but depend on our position that cannot be attacked. So there are 5 ways of knowing who will win. Those who know when to fight and when not to fight are victorious. Those who discern when to use many or few troops are victorious. Those whose upper and lower ranks have the same desire are victorious. Sweat more during peace. Bleed less during war. Strategy without tactics is the slowest route to victory. Tactics without strategy is the noise before defeat. Subtle and insubstantial, the expert leaves no trace. Divinely mysterious, he is inaudible. Thus, he is master of his enemy's fate. Supreme excellence consists of breaking the enemy's resistance without fighting. The art of war is of vital importance to the state. It is a matter of life and death, a road either to safety or to ruin. Hence, it is a subject of inquiry which can on no account be neglected. The clever combatant imposes his will on the enemy, but does not allow the enemy's will to be imposed on him. The art of war teaches us to rely not on the likelihood of the enemy's not coming, but on our own readiness to receive him. Not on the chance of his not attacking, but rather on the fact that we have made our position unassailable. The greatest victory is that which requires no battle. The consummate leader cultivates the moral law and strictly adheres to method and discipline. Thus it is in his power to control success. The general who wins the battle makes many calculations in his temple before the battle is fought. The general who loses makes but few calculations beforehand. The line between disorder and order lies in logistics. The natural formation of the country is the soldier's best ally, but a power of estimating the adversary, of controlling the forces of victory, and of shrewdly calculating difficulties, dangers, and distances constitutes the test of a great general. The nature of war is constant change. The opportunity of defeating the enemy is provided by the enemy himself. The quality of decision is like the well-timed swoop of a falcon which enables it to strike and destroy its victim. The rising of birds in their flight is the sign of an ambuscade. Startled beasts indicate that a sudden attack is coming. The skillful employer of men will employ the wise man, the brave man, the covetous man, and the stupid man. The supreme art of war is to subdue the enemy without fighting. The true objective of war is peace. The whole secret lies in confusing the enemy, so that he cannot fathom our real intent. The wise warrior avoids the battle. There are routes not to be followed, armies not to be attacked, citadels not to be besieged, territory not to be fought over. There is no instance of a nation benefiting from prolonged warfare. There is no place where espionage is not possible. Therefore, just as water retains no constant shape, so in warfare there are no constant conditions. Those whose upper and lower ranks have the same desire are victorious. These are the 6 ways of courting defeat: neglect to estimate the enemy's strength, want of authority, defective training, unjustifiable anger, non-observance of discipline, failure to use picked men. Treat your men as you would your own beloved sons, and they will follow you into the deepest valley. Those skilled in attack move as from above the 9-fold heavens. Thus they are capable both of protecting themselves and of gaining complete victory. Those who are victorious plan effectively and change decisively. They are like a great river that maintains its course but adjusts its flow. Thus it is that in war the victorious strategist only seeks battle after the victory has been won, whereas he who is destined to defeat first fights and afterwards looks for victory. Thus, though I have heard of successful military operations that were clumsy but swift, cleverness has never been seen associated with long delays. Thus the expert in battle moves the enemy and is not moved by him. To know your enemy, you must become your enemy. To subdue an enemy without fighting is the greatest of skills. To win 100 victories in 100 battles is not the acme of skill. To subdue the enemy without fighting is the acme of skill. Too frequent rewards indicate that the general is at the end of his resources. Too frequent punishments that he is in acute distress. Victorious warriors win first and then go to war, while defeated warriors go to war first and then seek to win. What is of supreme importance in war is to attack the enemy's strategy. Ultimate excellence lies not in winning every battle, but in defeating the enemy without ever fighting. Unless you know the mountains and the forests, the defiles and impasses, the lay of the marshes and swamps, you cannot maneuver with an armed force. Unless you use local guides, you cannot get the advantages of the land. Until death itself comes, no calamity need be feared. Victory comes from finding opportunities in problems. Victory is reserved for those who are willing to pay its price. What is essential in war is victory, not prolonged operations. Wheels of justice grind slow but grind fine. What the ancients called a clever fighter is one who not only wins, but excels in winning with ease. When one treats people with benevolence, justice, and righteousness, and reposes confidence in them, the army will be united in mind and all will be happy to serve their leaders. When strong, avoid them. If of high morale, depress them. Seem humble to fill them with conceit. If at ease, exhaust them. If united, separate them. Attack their weaknesses. Emerge to their surprise. When the enemy is relaxed, make them toil. When full, starve them. When settled, make them move. When the leader is morally weak and his discipline not strict, when his instructions and guidance are not enlightened, when there are no consistent rules, neighboring rulers will take advantage of this. When the thunderclap comes, there is no time to cover the ears. You have to believe in yourself. Whoever is first in the field and awaits the coming of the enemy will be fresh for the fight. Whoever is second in the field and has to hasten to battle will arrive exhausted. Without harmony in the state, no military expedition can be undertaken. Without harmony in the army, no battle array can be formed. When you surround an army, leave an outlet free. Do not press a desperate foe too hard. You cannot know if you will be successful or not. You can only prepare for battle, and it must be done with all of your heart and with all of your consciousness. In that manner, you will have an edge.
Thank you for watching this video till the end. We hope you found the quotes informative and helpful. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay updated.